Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Mary. I'm in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And today we are discussing about time management, a very key success factor, not just for your career growth only, but even in your personal life. As usual, I am joined by our CEO, Mr. Paminas, who will be helping me in this discussion. Thank you so much for joining me.
That's an interesting topic for me.
Yes.
Yes.
And in this channel, mainly we endeavor to work with professionals or even individuals throughout
Sure.
their career journey.
I agree.
And even personal growth.
Yeah.
So we are looking at time management.
Yeah.
And why is it time management and even productivity? Why is it a key aspect to an individual's personal growth?
Let me start by a disclaimer in that you can't master time management. And I'm not here to say that I've figured it out, but it's something I would say I've learned over the... I've been a CEO now for the last 14 years, and in terms of breadth of experience, working over years of experience, I'm nearing 20 years of experience. I'm just shy of 18 years. So there are some insights that I've gained along the way. Yeah. So to answer your question, I was sitting with one of the most successful clients. He's a billionaire. And he reminded me that all of us in a day, we have 24 hours. And those 24 hours, you're supposed to work, you're supposed to eat, you're supposed to pursue your goals, you're supposed to relax. You know, all those within 24 hours. And it doesn't matter whether you're the president, it doesn't matter whether you are Mary, it doesn't matter whether you're Paminas, it doesn't matter whether you're jobless. And so he told me it's how we allocate our time, the decisions that we make, the priorities that determine whether you'll be successful in life and in all the other areas. For example, right now, Mary, you've chosen to be here to do this video shoot. Is it working for you? Is it helping you? I believe it could be helping you in your career. You could be learning to be a presenter, to be more confident. Yeah, so time management is important because it helps us with our choices. It helps us with prioritization. And so if you are not keen on time management, then we are not keen on the results that we are getting. So it's as simple as that. You take care of your time. You take care of how you spend your time. Most likely then you'll be able now also to be careful on the success, on the output. So it's an issue of input, output. And the more you're careful on the input, the better results you're going to get, Mary. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. You've started by mentioning you've been a CEO now for 14 years.
Yes, yes.
And I believe this is not where your career started also.
No, yeah.
And someone watching is wondering, really keen to know, how has Paminas been managing his time for career success?
At the beginning, it was very chaotic. I didn't know what I was doing, both as a professional and even now as a business person. Because these things, they do take time to figure out, Mary. And that's why I said, I don't want someone watching this to think, oh, Paminas has figured it out. But now what I've seen over time, with time, is that it's not that we don't have time, Mary. The issue is actually prioritization. And you can only be able to prioritize if you're able to plan. So for me, at the start of the week, before the start of the week, I try as much as possible to see what should I endeavor to achieve the coming week. And then how do I allocate my time? So even if it's meeting friends, even if it's learning something new, even if it's a hobby, if it's not planned, it's not going to happen. That's what I've come to find out. And you know, you remember the way Kenyans we are. If I meet you today, I'll tell you, tutaonana January. There's no date, there's no venue, and most likely, what happens? Are you ever going to meet that person?
Not at all.
Yeah, chances are 9 out of 10 that it will never happen. And that's why you find, and I'm not saying they are superior than us, but if you look at people from the Western world, the aspect of time to them is very important. If you tell someone, if they tell you we are going to meet at 11 a.m., they'll be here at 10:55 because they've scheduled, they've blocked everything. And so for me, what I've tried to do over time is really plan. Look at my priorities and then I plan. Do things go wrong? Yes. Do things work out all the time? No. And that is why even also on the aspect of planning, I would want you to also, if anyone watching this, to understand that then when it comes to in a day, don't commit your day 100%. because it's not possible. You are not a machine that you'll be moving from this task, responsibility to the other. So it's always recommended. So in your day, plan, for example, if you're working, plan for 5 hours. Then make sure that 3 hours are free. Because anything can happen. Emergencies do happen. Meetings go overboard. Stuff doesn't work. For example, maybe we had this shoot. Remember, right now we are pressed on time, isn't it? So the idea should be, if you're having this shoot, my morning hours is committed. So even if this writing doesn't work for 30 minutes, at least you have some window, you have some flexibility. Yeah. So to summarize, I would say plan based on your priorities, and then make sure that there's also some flexibility in your planning. And then also don't seek perfection. It will not always work, but the thing is to keep going. Yeah.
Whenever the subject of time management is being discussed, there is always that aspect of procrastination.
Yeah.
So someone is struggling with procrastination and wondering, how can I overcome this? What would be your final advice for that individual?
Don't try to overcome. Understand, Mary, why there's a reason why we procrastinate. I'm sure maybe there are instances where there has been a need of you to call someone, but you find yourself postponing every time. Why? You might find probably it's because it's a difficult conversation. Maybe the other person, the way they react. So it's not the aspect of calling. You're not procrastinating because you're lazy, because you don't want to do it. But there's a deeper meaning towards it. So until you know, how do I resolve that? So for example, if it's that issue of having a difficult conversation, if you're a person who avoids confrontation, you always do that. You always postpone, and then you find the conversation you had to have last January, they'll be with you. Exactly, they're still pending. Yeah. So if I were in this person's shoes, I'll try to see how can I learn to better manage conflict, and then you'll find you'll not be procrastinating in as far as making those calls goes. Let's say even reporting time in the morning. Maybe you find whatever you do, you can't just be in the office at 8:30, the reporting time. Now, if you just focus on that, you might be missing the bigger picture. Maybe what do you do over the night? Is it that the job you're being overworked? Is it an issue of transport? Is it because you sleep late watching Netflix and such kind of things? So for me, I would say look at the cause, and then if you have a proper diagnosis, then you can be able to treat not the symptoms but the disease, and then I feel be much better. Yeah.
Great. A lot to learn from your experience.
Asante.
Yes, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
Indeed, time management and productivity is a key success factor, not just to your career life, but even to your personal growth generally. And in this channel, we endeavor to give more insights on this area, just to support and work with you throughout your career journey or your general life as an individual. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Feel free to even share with us your comments in the comment section and areas that you would want us to cover on the topics, and we'll be glad to have a look at them in the future videos. See you in the next video.